All right, guys. Right here, we've got the future, the present and future of marketing. And this is specifically for apartment management and maintenance. So these are people who are trying to lease out their properties. So we're gonna take a look at this. So he's like, "Let me know what you think." So, of course, I see that as a open invitation for constructive criticism. I'm not gonna just rip on the guy. We're gonna talk about things that he's doing well, things that he's not doing well, and take a look. So take a look and listen. Actually, let's do this.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Oscar. I'm with the Grand Estates Woodland. Thank you so much for joining me for our virtual tour. I'm super excited to show you our 2-bedroom, 2-bath Lantana floor plan. This floor plan comes with 1,170 square feet. It's a perfect roommate-style apartment.
Right off the bat, something that's killing me right now is the poor audio quality. I'm getting a lot of room noise. This apartment isn't furnished, so there isn't a lot of fabric, drapes, couches, carpet to capture the echo, the reverberation of sounds. And so we're just getting a ton of feedback and noise, and it's very loud, very chaotic. A way to combat this without a sound room or overdubbing is to have a lavalier mic, so something that's closer to your actual neck, or have like a headpiece that you wear that's closer to your mouth, and so that way it'll overpower other outside noises. So having the proper equipment can help a lot too. Now this looks like a 50 millimeter lens just based off of the compression. He's also doing this in front of probably a natural light source with the I would assume that the blinds are like halfway down or something, because I'm getting a lot more on his chest than I am his face, and so that difference in lighting is pretty apparent.
You have all hardwood flooring throughout the entire apartment, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances.
So one of the things is we are 20 seconds in. Okay, we're 20 seconds in. You've got a 7-second window to capture people's attention. 7 seconds. And then people are either going to continue watching or they're going to bounce. And that's recurring. You've got another threshold at 14 and 14 seconds, and then another one at 30 seconds, another bottleneck at, so every few seconds you've got to recapture people's attention. And we're not really doing this. You're going over a lot of the features of the apartment but when you get the opportunity to showcase with video your stuff, you want to be letting the apartment sell itself. These are things that you should be reading on the side of your website or wherever platform it was placed on as they're watching the video, if they're not watching full screen or on their phone. So, but also they should probably already be familiar with some of the amenities and qualities of the apartment if they can't see it in the video itself. So like hardwood flooring, that's apparent if you're doing a virtual tour. Granite countertop, all these things, they should be able to see it. You don't have to tell them. They should be able to see it. Now, kudos to you for looking great. You got a nice haircut, white smile, unblemished skin. You got the nice suit, everything's great. I mean, you present yourself very well. You speak clearly. You talk talk with inflection. That's very important. You are fantastic and probably the better half of this video, if I had to guess. But I don't even know, because I'm 20 seconds in and I've already got all these things that are coming down through my mind. So let's keep watching.
Ceilings. I'm gonna flip this.
Okay, so something that we're getting with this turn here, first of all, handheld shaky cam. Very unprofessional. It feels and looks as though you're just holding your phone and walking around in the apartment. let's see if I can remember. Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time. There's this guy, Bodie. All right. Well, I can't find the original Bodie guy who originally covered Bodie. He did an amazing job. He, I don't think it was Studio Labs. You know, I know he had some issues with YouTube, and so he might have gotten off of YouTube or whatever, YouTube drama type style. But this does feature a lot of the basic camera cinema style effects, you know, with a proper color grading, proper high dynamic range imaging. This is only possible with modifications to DSLRs where it'll actually take, you know, it's you've got to do all of your motions twice as slow because every other frame it's alternating between a low key capturing the shadows and high key capturing the highlights. Otherwise, you would need a actual film camera to get that kind of dynamic range, which is not possible with digital work. So the workaround there is kind of important. Now, this is all very technical, but you get incredibly smooth with hopefully no ghosting effects, which is an aberration from the using the technique. But if you move smooth enough, then it shouldn't be an issue. But you know, low angles, the right width in prime lens. So getting the right width is important so that you can. So for example, and you have to understand. So like this right here is like a 50 millimeter. And then when you take this 50 millimeter, it just feels tight. It feels enclosed. And so you need a wider angle lens to get a wider angle shot. But then the drawback of wider angle lenses is that you sometimes get an unwanted, unless you pay, you know, $2,500 for an actual nice Canon L series wide angle lens. You're going to get a ton of this. I don't know if you can see it, but this, this aberration when you cut these corners, right? It's like this weird thing going on the sides, especially when you're moving really fast, and shaking hand doesn't help. I mean, I'm almost feeling sick watching it. But you know, you're not really, you know, there's another technique. You can do a flyover. You can do that over the granite countertops. But here's a great house lens. This is a company I used to work for. They're very, very cheap. They're specific to my area, but this is what is going on? House lens. Okay. But anyways, they do a lot of virtual like videos and stuff. And, you know, they do a lot of virtual tours. They can do a lot of this kind of stuff. This is kind of what you would want. And yes, it's more expensive than taking your iPhone and walking around the apartment. But if you want to sell it, you know, this is the kind of stuff that you would need to do. I would also have it would be like a card almost, or like a clip, like an intro clip, and then you know, not giving any specific things, but saying, hey, you know, my name is, we are, this is one of our properties. I'm happy to show you, and just show it instead of being so specific that you have to do that for every single floor, every single variation of apartment and whatever, and just kind of have like a cookie cutter intro and then just get on with the apartment and then have the details in the specific listing. That's what I would do. Save a lot of time and help you churn out different, you know, coming up. So let's keep watching. Yeah, I mean, if we're just walking in and out, you know, you would want to get this professionally done for a variety of different reasons. One, because this is not going to sell it. You know, it's just not going to sell it, you know. And this is not great content if you're if you have like a website or something. And another thing for, you know, really high end content, this is mid tier to low tier, if anything. This is not high end at all. This is cheap. I mean, they charge you a lot, but they don't pay their editors or their video guys anything. So getting one real thing going would be fantastic. So, let's but when you get content, you can repurpose it for like websites and stuff if you could get a license for that. And I would use music with no singing, however. Okay, whatever. It was not really singing, it was kind of just vocal, mix. It was like a vocal mix. It wasn't really like singing. It wasn't like distracting. It was the music was a little jarring. It wasn't like Beethoven's Fifth or something, or like some kind of movement as far as like a classical, or like just maybe like lo-fi music would work. Like you just go to Nourish, you go to YouTube and you type in some Nourish, you got to do lo-fi royalty, because you don't want to get in trouble with the royalty free, because this is an advertisement, so you can't use copyrighted music. If you use copyrighted music, you're going to get in trouble unless you pay that person and get a lease and the rights to use it for your platform and your specific time. I don't know if you've ever bought music before, but that's what's required. But you can go no copyright if you want, and just kind of get something low and chill, and something that a little bit brings out that higher class. If you wanted to shoot for higher class, generally higher class people pay more and complain less. So get something that's lo-fi, low chill. You don't need your thing. Also, cutting to the beat, cutting to the music, that can also emphasize your work. Just holding on shots longer until it's nice and clean and cut. Very subtle thing, but huge as far as the impact of the shots are concerned. So there's a lot of things that you can do to improve this. This is, without being negative, this is probably the least amount of money that you could possibly invest into something with the least amount of experience and the least amount of work to be able to say, hey. And I would say this actually hurts you more than helps you, because it shows that you're not invested into your properties, and and you're attracting the wrong kind of clientele when you're doing this, because your competitors are definitely using higher end stuff and they're getting the better clients because of it, and they're charging more essentially. And so if you don't have an advertising budget and it's your main job is to get people booked into your thing, that's just a faulty business model, and half of your ad budget should be on the content that you're publicizing, because if you publicize poorly made content, then you're only shooting yourself in the foot even further. And this has a lot to do with the algorithms that Facebook has, and as far as the perpetual motion and inertia that good advertisements get on Facebook versus poorly done advertisements. You're just only fighting yourself in a lot of ways. And I can get deeper into like the algorithms and how they work, and how much time people spend on your ads, the less that it'll cost you in the long run. Facebook wants people to stay on their platform, and so if you're pumping out garbage content, then what happens is they charge you more. But if you're pumping out really high end quality content that engages customers, they charge you less, because you're keeping people on the platform, and that's their main goal. So, and that's applicable to every social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. They all have the same goal: retain their user base. And so, when you're fighting that goal, you're fighting yourself. So, but you can only go up from here. I will say that you definitely have the right vibe. This is great. Smiles. You are probably going to be better at selling this than the video is, and that's the problem. The thing should sell itself, and you should be in addition to that. So that's my 2 cents. This is a shorter video, but there you go.